Yes, guys, and welcome back to the Irish Hotspur. It's your boy David, Ireland's number one Spurs fan and the world's biggest Harry Kane fan, giving you live reaction to Tottenham's Premier League fixtures for the 2023-2024 season. I'm calling a lot of sabotage going on here by the Premier League. I'll get into it in just a little while. As you can see, to go through the fixtures with us today and some of the questions that I have put together is the one and only Paul. Paul, how are you keeping, my man?
Oh, I'm getting excited, man. I'm getting excited, which is weird because I couldn't wait for the last season to end, and now I'm just raring to go again.
Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing. I've got the jersey out, crisp and white and everything. I'm buzzing. I'm ready to go 2 months early. Of course, we are joined by the Godfather. Philip, how are you keeping, sir?
Yeah, good, David. Yeah, I always like this day. You know, it's kind of after 2 weeks of a close season, you get a bit bored, and now with the fixtures are out, we can now look forward to the start of the next one with great anticipation with our new manager. So bring it on.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting Premier League campaign to see how we get on. New manager, new atmosphere. Let's wait and see what happens there. And of course, we are joined by the one and only Dermotron, the leader of THFC Till I Die. How are you keeping, sir?
I am fine. We will beat them at Old Trafford. We will beat them at Stamford Bridge. We will beat them at Anfield. There is no hiding place. The mighty cockerel, the mighty Spurs is back. Come on, let's go. I cannot wait for the start of this season.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I think many people are getting pumped now. But look, before we get into it, before we go through the fixtures and some of the questions the big man here has put together, let's see what who is in the comments and who's joining us. We have John from the Cheese Room. Big up, John. He says, come on, you Spurs. Big up, John. Hopefully you are keeping well, sir. Good to see you in the building. We also have Ethan Woods. Big up, Ethan. Good to see you. Sue Smith says, never mind the start of the season. Anyone seen our final games? Hope to high heaven we aren't in any relegation trouble when we play those. Sue, we will get into that. It's sabotage by the Premier League, in my opinion. They don't want us back in Europe. Liam, big up, Liam. Good to see you. He says, you know. We have Lily White Lane. Good to see you, Robbie. Hopefully you're keeping well, my man. And we also have Felix in the house. Big up, Felix. Great to see you, brother. He says, let's go. We have Ricky Nato. Good day, Spurs family. Let us believe we have to face all these clubs sometime in our season with a new gaffer. Who knows? Let's stand up to dare is to do. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Ricky. That's one way of looking at it, my man. We have Wolves Finland. Big up, Wolves. Hopefully you're keeping well, sir. Game week 1, Man United, Wolves 2. Game week, Tottenham, Man United in trouble. Wolves, I wish that was the case, sir. I really do. Are United away to you in the first game? Or I presume they're probably at home if they're playing us away, my man. Look, us against United at home, it's going to be a tricky game. We always find it tough against United. We see how it gets on. But if you can win the first game and we can win the second game, it puts United bang in trouble and under pressure from the off, my man. I like that way of thinking. Big up, Wolves. Let me know if you're happy with Wolves' fixtures, my man. Big yourself up. We have Matthew, whoever is making these fixtures. I want personally to meet him. I think we all do, Matthew. Big yourself up. How's India, sir? Let me know. They won't do it. Big up, my man. Hopefully you're keeping well as well. I haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully you're keeping well, sir. We have Mia in the house. Congratulations on 500 subs as well, by the way, Mia. Big yourself up. Big up, Eamon Burns. Good to see you. KPV is in the building. Hopefully you're keeping well, my man. No, they don't like us Spurs fans. Big up, Andy, as well. Good to see you. Brentford v Tottenham in the opening day. Gary Wellesby says we've got to play them all. If we lose early, it's an opportunity for Ange to promote some character in the players. If they can't face adversity, get them out in Jan. That's one way of looking at it, Gary. Very, very tough, I would say. Tough. We've got Paul G. Good afternoon, lads. Hope you're all well. Big up, Paul G. Good to see you, sir. Wolves says, I see fixtures fair. Looks like every club playing 2 games against each other. Big up, my man. Big up, Liam, as well. Good to see you. He says, up the Dubs. Oh, look, I'm sick of you winning everything, my man. You humbled us again down in, Kilkenny the other day or last week. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. All the teams I support in Lily White are crap. Wayne Bonner says, certainly an interesting end to the season, to say the least. Bring on September 23rd and the Woolwich bottle jobs. Yeah, we have a bone to pick with that. We always seem to be drawn away first. It's absolutely piss take, if you ask me. Jack Fazy, tough start. It is, my man. Big yourself up. Adrian Gia, Big up, lads. Get set for a major in Postecoglou script. I hope so. Make it a bit easier this year, my man. My parents are giving out about you, saying that my heart isn't in a good place because of your scripts, Adrian. So make them a bit easier, sir. Brad Matthews, good to see you.
Hey, Brad.
He says we have to be patient. That I agree with. Iceman, good afternoon, fellas. Hope for a successful transfer window. Big up, Iceman. Great to see you. Ray Porn, the chef, says good day, Big Dave, and the rest of the Gallers. Big up, my man. Hopefully you're keeping well. Big up, Peter M. Big up, Ginola, 14THFC. He says, in Ange, we believe. Love to see that. We've got Craven. I'm not even getting into that. Good name. You got to do better to catch me, though, my man. So you do. You got to do a lot better than that. But look, guys, we are going to get into it. We're going to crack on. As you can see, we'll bring up the fixture lists here, and then we'll bring up the first 5 as well. Dermo has very kindly put together a little PDF document for us. So in August, no, that's right, Paul. It's not our fixtures.
What?
I've got them already done in the PTF for you, Dave. I'll bring them in for you.
Did I bugger it up? Sorry, man.
Man City first game of the season. Give me 1 second.
There you go, Dave. Just coming in now for you.
Give us 1 second, everyone.
These are all the Premier League fixtures. Do you know?
Here.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that was
our
the
Premier
fixture
League
list from
fixture,
21-22. I was wondering. I thought Norwich didn't get back up.
I was going to say, Man City to open it. You scared me. But here you are. As you can see, we do kick off the season to Brentford with Man United at home as our first home game of the season with Bournemouth away. That is August. Going into September, Burnley away, Sheffield United at home, and then also Arsenal away and Liverpool at home. So in the first 6 fixtures, we only have 2 home games, which is absolute sabotage. And then in October, we have Luton, Fulham, Palace. And then in November, on my birthday, the return of Poch to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at Chelsea on November the 4th. Mark that down in your calendar. Dave's birthday. Then we go into Wolves and Aston Villa as well. And then in December, we have Man City, West Ham, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Everton, Brighton, and Bournemouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fixtures in December. So it's going to be a very heavy month. And then in January, of course, when the Premier League winter break kicks in, we've only got 2 fixtures there, Man United and Brentford, and probably have an FA Cup game thrown in there, if not 2. In February, then we've got Everton, Brighton, Wolves, Chelsea. In March, we have Palace, Aston Villa, Fulham, and Luton again. And then April, this is the one that many Spurs fans are unhappy with. West Ham, Forest, Newcastle, Man City, Arsenal, and then Liverpool, Burnley, and Sheffield. So we have a very, very tough fixture schedule. But look, let's go with our first 5 fixtures. Of course, we kick off the season with Brentford away. Very tough trip for Ange Postecoglou across the capital to open the Premier League weekend. That game does take place on the Sunday. It is a 2 p.m. kickoff. Since Brentford's been promoted to the Premier League, we have not actually won away at their ground. So a very tough fixture to open up. I also had a feeling that it would be an away fixture as well, because the last 4 seasons we have been drawn at home to kick off the Premier League campaign. So I suppose we were due 1 away fixture at least. But look, we'll go around the panel. We'll start with you, Paul, and we'll get everyone's thoughts on the opening day fixtures before I press them for with more questions. But before we let them answer, guys, please smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button as well. The big push for 11K is on. And feel free to get your super chats in. Help support this great channel. Also, you know, it's a great way to engage with us as we do our live streams. And it's a great way to support the channel. But nevertheless, we do understand it's tough times. It's summer holidays. Not much money is available out there at the minute, guys. So make sure you just keep getting your comments in and engaging with us. And that's all we ask over here. But look, we'll start with you, Paul. I mean, what's your thoughts? Opening day fixture, you unhappy with it, or you wouldn't have minded?
I would have preferred to play the top teams right at the beginning, because I'm thinking if it takes a while for Ange to get stuck in and for us to build a bit of momentum, I'd rather lose points, drop points against the top teams than some of the ones we're playing there. So I'm not really, well, what can you do? But I would have preferred like some more Liverpool and Arsenal on the left-hand side instead of on the right-hand side.
Yeah. Look, if you look under Nuno, I think we had a tough start, didn't we? We beat City. I think there was Wolves away, and there was someone else, and we got off to a good start in that campaign. So maybe your argument is true that we do better against some of the bigger teams earlier on as well. But look, Philip, we'll go to you next. What's your thoughts on the opening day fixture?
Yeah, I mean, okay, we've been home the last 4 games, so I suppose we had to expect an away one that would crop up. What I don't like, actually, is this season we had a home game to start and an away game to finish, and that should be the way it is all the time. Like this season now, we're away both ends of the season, so that's giving the other teams, the Arsenal especially, a bit of an advantage to have 2 home games to start and finish. But anyway, you take what's put in front of you, to play them all anyway. So Brentford away, I'm mindful of what they did to Man United last season. They beat them 4-0 on the opening day. So it's not going to be an easy trip. But I'm hoping that the boys will be, suitably Postecoglou'd by that stage and that they're ready for it, and that they, the fact that we've got maybe, I think, 4 away games in the first 6, win a few of those games and it means those home games will come. So I'm not too put out by that. And I'm actually glad of the first home game against Man United. What a way to start your home career at Tottenham is to bring Man United down to town and beat the pants off them. To get the fans behind you. Now, that's been my ultra positive spin on that. If it turns the other way, well, I look foolish. But I just have a feeling United never start that well. They're always a bit slow out of the blocks. So a good time to play them, I think, before they get stuck into it.
Interesting. Philip, Dermot, would you agree with Philip there? Best time to play United, second home game of the season or second game of the season at home. And also, what's your thoughts on the opening game?
I think it is because you can go all the way back to the start of the Premier League, 92-93. Man United lost 2 out of the first 3 games at the start of that season. So, yeah, Man United traditionally do not start well. Look, I think the first 5 games there, Dave, are winnable. I think we should be. I know Brentford beat Arsenal, I think, in the opening game last season or the season before. But we can beat the likes of Brentford. I think we can beat Bournemouth. We owe Bournemouth a performance. We definitely owe Burnley something, and Sheffield United. So, look, you're looking at 3, 6, 9, 12, probably looking at 15 points, if our maths is right, in the first 5 games. And I just think they're winnable, and I just think you get Postecoglou in there, give them a pre-season, get some of these players ready, and I'll tell you one thing: they will come out firing and ready to go, like they're ready for war. And we'll start off, and then that just breeds confidence, more confidence in. And Man United, look, I agree with Philip. We're going to beat the pants of them. I really do. I think we beat them 2-3-0, and look, I can't wait. I wish the season started tomorrow. I'm just so excited now.
Interesting thoughts on the opening day fixtures there. Everybody in the comments, let us know your thoughts. But look, Paul, we'll start with you as well because you're one that promoted Ange's name from the very beginning of this manager search. With many fans being underwhelmed by the appointment of Postecoglou, how important is it that we kick the season off with 3 points and a good performance, especially with United in the second game of the season? And how important is it that he does, also doubles down and tries to beat United to win many fans over?
I don't know. I'm quite patient, so because I've seen him have slow starts at Yokohama and Celtic. I think fans are warming to him. I think we're going to give him some time. That's why I was kind of wanting to get tougher teams at the beginning because, if we're a bit leaky at the back or we haven't got that free flowing, beautiful Ange style of football going, I'd rather face the hard teams first. But I think Man United first home game, I mean that's a good one to get the crowd pumped, and hopefully Ange will be out there beating his chest and whipping the crowd up into a frenzy, and hopefully the boys, all those wonderful new signings we're making and all that deadwood we're going to get rid of, hopefully they'll put on a good show for everyone. And if we do something at Man United, who knows, man? Who knows?
How do you think Ange will be feeling sitting there looking at them fixtures? How do you think he'll get on? Do you think he'll fancy them, or do you think he'll be a bit apprehensive?
No, apprehensive, man. Ange, oh, you're having a laugh. No. He doesn't get scared of anything. He will be looking at that Man United game, and I reckon he'll be excited about that. To start off at home with such a big fixture, that's going to get his juices flowing, man. Ange loves that sort of stuff. He really does.
I love that. I agree with you. I think it'll definitely get his juices flowing. Philip, Paddy Harnett says, "Morning, gents. The first couple of games tell us exactly where we are as a team under Ange." Do you agree with that, or do you think, look, the first 10 games we should be a bit, not expect too much, and then after that maybe look to kick on?
Well, I think what will happen in the first 2 games, if he gets a decent pre-season, which hopefully he will, that at least we'll know in the first 2 games what style of football we can expect over the rest of the season. Now, whether we get the results or not, that's obviously down to the lap of the gods, and whether he's, how the other teams play against us. But yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll have to be patient, all right. But I think we're going to get indications that when he sets out his team day 1 and 2, that's the way it's going to be, And as Paul will probably confirm there, Ange goes for an attacking style of football, pressing game, and that's what he's going to start from Brentford onwards, hopefully. No point in playing defensive away in your first game and think, oh, Christ, here we go again. He'll set his team out the way he wants it to be the rest of the season. It's up to the players to react. It might take him a while, but I think we're going to see the Postecoglou Tottenham from game 1.
For sure,
I really hope so. Paul, you anything to say on what Philip said there?
No, I'm agreeing with Phil. Like even if we don't get the results in those first few games, you're going to see a way different Tottenham to that dog mess we saw last year. It's going to be attacking football, and it's just how well we can, put that in action. But I have a feeling that with each progressive game, you're going to see you're going to have enough to buy into it. That's what I think. The fans will see enough. It'll be like a relief after last year. And I think that will make the fans positive. I really do.
I love that. And Dermo, one home game in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the first 4 Premier League matches. Tough start for Ange. How do you think he will get on? And look, even if we don't start off well, how important is it that fans don't get disgruntled very, very quickly and actually give Ange a bit of time?
It's very important. Look, no one's guaranteed a win. No one's guaranteed 3 points. You've got to go out. You've got to earn it. This is the Premier League. There's no easy games out there. And look, Ange is an experienced manager. He's done it up at Celtic. He's done it everywhere he's gone. So look, he'll look at these games. He'll want to start in the best foot going. But look at the great Alex Ferguson. He lost his first ever game managing Manchester United. Look what he achieved. You look at other managers during the years. Even Brian Clough didn't have a great start to his career at Derby and Nottingham Forest, but look what he went on to achieve. So look, yeah, we all want Tottenham to win. There's no easy games in the Premier League, but let's give them a bit of time. Let's back the Ange train, because that's leaving Tottenham, that's leaving Brentford at the start of the season. Everyone aboard, everyone just get pumped. Let's get behind him, because we need to get behind someone or something. So let's get behind Ange and let's get on, because I'll tell you one thing, no Europe this season. This could be one hell of a season for us.
Yeah, look, for me, you got to look at the opening fixtures. As much as I want to sit here and say, yeah, we should slap them. Ironically, we should. But you look at Brentford, haven't won away there since they got promoted to the Premier League. Man United at home is also always a difficult fixture. We lose that more often than we win it. Bournemouth away last season, just got over the line with a last-minute winner. Found it tough. Burnley away, it's going to be a bit of an unknown up against that Vincent Kompany's Burnley side, but it's going to be a tough fixture. They like to play attacking football, and they're constantly moving, a bit like Ange Postecoglou. And then you go into Arsenal away, and then Liverpool at home. So for me, the first 2 months are actually a really, really tough opening set of fixtures for someone like Ange Postecoglou, especially with all the away games thrown in there. So for me, the first 10 games, I'm expecting a bit of a trial period. He might start with some players, realize they're not good enough, take them out, throw others in. But it's more from October where I'm actually looking for this Tottenham team to really sort of kick on and produce something. That's where I really start to judge it. But for me, not the easiest opening fixtures for Ange Postecoglou whatsoever. A lot of away games there. But, he could use that to an advantage. With all the away games, you can start to build camaraderie, team spirit and stuff like that. And I've no doubt Ange will be looking at that and looking to do that with that team. Build that togetherness that we need in order to kick on for the rest of the season. But I'm under no illusions that's definitely going to be a difficult start. Any of you want to come in on that? And then I'm going to welcome some more guests into the stream.
No, I think you said it all, Dave.
Fair enough. Big man dropping mic bombs again. Absolutely love it. We've got Ellie. She says, "Oh my God, Paul, love you, man." Who I'm sure Levy spies were. Big up, Ellie. Hopefully you're keeping well, my dear. Good to see you in the building. We've got Paul Connor. Last 3 seasons, we've been so defensive. Teams are going to struggle to handle us this year, as they will be expecting us to be defensive, especially from home. And you just want to say comment on what Paul O'Connor has to say? I think it's a very good point he makes.
Yeah, I think we could catch a few teams on the hop next season. Like they would have, because let's face it, Tottenham last season was so easy to play against because you knew exactly what was on the tin. You knew what you were getting, and we got picked off so many times by teams that had a little bit of tactical nous about them. That may not happen because we're now going into the unknown, and we are going to catch teams out. So if anyone thinks we're going to play defensively and they set up accordingly, they could be in for a very nasty shock, and hopefully they are.
And also, I think also the players at the end of last season, the heart really wasn't in it, to be fair. If we're really being honest, the players, Philip is right, we were getting caught out, but the players weren't given the role. Ange won't accept that. Ange will want them going at full pelt. And look, we can take we just have to look at this season that these players have to step up. They have to show who they play for, where the heart lies. And if they don't, then look, it's going to be a long season. But I don't think they will. I think these players will go through wars for Ange. But let's get rid of the deadwood. But Philip is right. We won't be playing defensive football next season. But these players let us down badly at the end of last season.
I think that's a good point you make about the heart. And, when your heart's in it, you do get a total different reaction and a total different performance. But, Paul, you can answer your namesake here as well. Do you think we could actually end up becoming a bit of a surprise package in the Premier League this year then? The fact, a bit like what Arsenal were last year. No one predicted it. Look what they went on to do. And, Paul makes a good point. The fact that most teams know how to set up against us from our defensive structure over the last few years, they won't know how to handle an attacking Tottenham team. So could we be the surprise package this year?
Yeah, well, pretty much all teams had to do last year was just run up the middle, really, or run up the left or run up the right in their area. They knew that so long as they did that, they were going to get shots off. And that's not going to be the case because we're going to be camped out in their half this time. We're not just going to be sitting back waiting for a chance to, get a lucky ball over the top on a counter attack. We're going to be right up there in their face. We're going to be making them eat football. I'm just really looking forward to it. If some of these teams out there haven't done their homework, or some of these players out in other teams are a bit complacent about Ange, they're going to get a nasty shock, and I can't wait. I really think we're going to. Oh man, I think we're going to take them by storm. I really do.
I hope so. Big up, Paul. Hopefully you're keeping well, sir. We also have Spurs Ninja. Big up the lads. Hope all is well. Hotspur hippie looks like a giant sitting in our stadium like that. Love that. Paul Bean Thomas says, in my book,
the director's box
the whole season as a free hit.
I was going to say he looks a bit like Obi-Wan Kenobi to me a little bit, Paul.
Yeah, I was saying he was like Moses getting the 10 Commandments there earlier.
Big up 21 Natas as well. Big up Joff from Perth. Good to see you. Big up Eddie Gonzalez. Morning, guys. Seems like a well-balanced season. December don't look too bad. Obviously, might be the same bumpy roads ahead with the new manager. We hope not. Big up Derek Hutchinson as well. Good to see you in the building, sir. Hopefully you are keeping well, my man. Big up Chris as well. Sunbathing in the sunshine, tuning in. Big up Crispy as well. And also Silly Singularity. Big up, my man. Good to see you. Good morning, Phil. Hopefully you're keeping well, sir. He says, All right, chaps, tough start to the season set in the first 7 games, but I think the pressure will be off in the game against United, Liverpool, and the Scum. Don't be surprised if we get points out of them games. I want to know what you woke up to this morning, Phil, because I need the same thing in my life if he gives you that positive outlook, brother. Chris's Coy says, we'll be surprised if Brentford sell Raya to us, as it's our first game. No, Levy will still be haggling or on the spending money. Look, the second part is a real possibility that we're still haggling to get the price down. However, you know, David Raya wants out of Brentford. It's going to happen, in my opinion, unless United come in late to try and steal the deal. But apart from that, I don't think it's going to happen. It's just a matter of trying to negotiate that price. It looks like the two clubs are both on a bit of a standoff right now. And what I will say quickly on that is that Brentford have formed this with us. And if we piss them about, we ain't going to get the target. If you remember back when we wanted Ollie Watkins, we went in with a bid of 22.5 million or 25 million or something like that, knowing that Brentford wanting 35 million for him. We didn't stump up the cash. Aston Villa stumped up 33 million and ended up getting our man. So, you know, Brentford have history of being stubborn with Tottenham Hotspur. So for us, it's about putting in an acceptable opening bid in and around maybe 25, 30 million, get close and then negotiate it down. What we can't do is go in at 15 million, looking to exploit them, looking to exploit the situation, because then they will double down and they will just wait for that 40 million, knowing that we will have to eventually pay it. So it's all up to us on how we actually handle the negotiations of this deal and whether we try and rip them off from the first bid or whether we actually put in something in and around acceptable that they feel they can negotiate with. But I do think this one will happen, my man. So big yourself up. Big up Adrian Parker as well. Good to see you in the building. An absolute bore as well. Big up, my man. He says, forget the 10 commandments. Park and pick an epic. And D Squared says, in Ange we trust. Big yourself up. But look, we are going to keep going because I do have more questions for everyone. And look, we'll start with you on this one, Philip. I want to know, because I feel like the EPL are trying to sabotage us at the start of the season. We'll get on to the end of the season towards the end of it. But one home game in the first 4 fixtures and 2 in the first 6. Are the EPL trying to sabotage Tottenham and put us on the back seat from the start of the season because they know that we have a new manager? And when you look at the amount of away fixtures, it does seem like that to me. And I've made no secrets over the last few years that I do feel like there is a force out there working against Tottenham and they don't like Tottenham and they don't want them to succeed. So when you look at these opening fixtures, 4 of them away in the first 6, are we being sabotaged?
I don't know about sabotage. I mean, let's face it, a computer works out these fixtures, right? But I suppose it all depends what...
You can program computer stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say whatever caveats are put into the programming to make sure that you don't have Man City playing Man United, you know, on the day when Liverpool are playing Everton or something like that, you know. So, I can see your point coming from the well, look, we know the media doesn't like us. We know that for a fact. Whether the EPL doesn't like us or not, I do not know. But if you're a very conspiracy theorist or someone that takes these things seriously, you could honestly say that August, September is not good, and April is definitely not good. But whether it's intentional or not, I think, put it like this, you do a very hard job proving it in the court of law. You know, they would just say this is every other club. If we analyze other clubs' fixtures as well, I'm sure there are other teams that have similarly difficult run-ins and what have you. And then you'll always have a team that class as an easy run-in. So we can have our moan and groan about it. Not much we can do about it. And I think I'd have to err on the side of saying, no, we're not being got at, but we're just unlucky with the way things have fallen for us.
Dermo?
Yeah,
I've actually got and that's not about fixture, but I've got a bit of breaking Spurs news if you would like it.
Yeah, okay.
Right, what I'm getting from the person that we use on our channel, and me and Philip trust him fully, is what he sent me is Tottenham were working to find a solution and an agreement with Juventus to keep Kulu at the club. Talks are taking place to reduce the 35 million asking price and buy option, with the player also keen on staying at Spurs. So that's sort of the latest I've got on the Kulu. Sorry, but I didn't mean to. I know it's about the fixture.
No. Look, Thank you for that, my man. Look, when it comes to Kulu again, I think we're just waiting around to try and get some reduced offer. Hopefully that they're in a rush to get him off the books so they can start doing some deals. With Juventus, they're in a bit of trouble at the minute and this and that. So, I do think they're probably trying to get him off the books as quick as they can. But if that's the case, lower your fee. Give us what we want. That's what I want. But Dermo, do you think the Premier League are trying to sabotage us with the opening fixtures, knowing that we've got a new manager? It's going to take time to bed in, and yet they give us 4 away fixtures in the first 6.
Yeah, I think they are. I think the Premier League, Talk Sport, Sky, everyone's against us. And I think we've got to take this mentality now that we've got to come out that everyone hates us. That Fergie mentality at United, he had that at United. Everyone hates us. Everyone doesn't want us to win. The Premier League are against us. UEFA are against us. The media are against us. So it's that togetherness that brings the squad together. So, yeah, I think they do. Look, you look at the first 3 games. You look at our running. I mean, that is horrendous. I've got West Ham, Forest, Newcastle, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Burnley. Burnley and Sheffield United could be fighting for their lives at that point of the season. So you're thinking, it is so bad. And, yeah, I think they are against us. But, look, stick 2 fingers up to them. We're a Tottenham Hotspur and we don't care.
I love that. And Paul, yourself, my man, again, do you think the Premier League are trying to sabotage Ange from the off? But also, Dermot makes a good point. And I think Ange will actually use the fact that the media hate us, Europe hate us. They wouldn't allow us to reschedule the fixture in Europa Conference League. The Premier League hate us. They didn't allow us to do it, but then the following season allowed Arsenal to do it. And I feel like they've sabotaged us. But what do you feel like, Paul? And how do you think Ange will respond to it? Because for me, I think he'll use that to galvanise everyone and create a team ethos.
Well, I think this is the computer that the Premier League's using. It's a Commodore 64. And, with 2 home fixtures out the first 6, bugger it. I'm going full on the grassy knoll. Yeah, they're trying to stitch us up. But I like what Dermot says. I love a bit of siege mentality. They can give us their best shot, and like Rocky said, they don't need so bad, and we'll just get up, and we'll get up stronger and harder and faster, and just level them all. Don't matter.
It's sort of like it's not as hard as you get hit. It's you keep moving forward. You keep taking the hits, you keep taking the shots.
Tougher the better. Yeah. We'll show them, man.
Yeah.
I just feel like they've completely tried to sabotage us with the start of the season and the end of the season, which we'll get on to. They don't want Tottenham succeeded. They don't want Tottenham in European football. Now that Brighton is getting all the praise, they want to help keep them up there and everything else. And I feel like they're trying to sabotage us. I feel like they're trying to get pressure on our manager from the very, very beginning and, have another tumultuous season for Tottenham Hotspur. All I can hope for is that the squad of players, galvanise for that and realise that as well. Because I know Ange will, and Ange will actually look to use that. He said, look, they're trying to fuck us. Let's get to some togetherness here, and let's go out and prove them wrong. Let's change their mentality so next season we get good fixtures to start off the season. I just worry that the players might not stand up to it. Let's wait and see. But I definitely think we 100% are being sabotaged. And no one will change my mind on that whatsoever. And then also it is worth noting, because we have no European football this season, we will enter the Carabao Cup at the second stage. The second round is scheduled for the week commencing of the 28th of August. So when you look at that here, it will be between the Bournemouth and the Burnley game. We will have our first Carabao Cup game thrown in between them as well. So make sure you keep note of that, everybody. Now, look, we'll move on to the big one, something I'm not very happy about. And we'll, rather than me go around and ask you all the same question, you just can come in one after another and keep the conversation going. But Saturday, September the 23rd, it is the first North London derby, 6 fixtures into the Premier League. I absolutely cannot wait for it. But look, I've got a problem here. The first North London derby always goes in Arsenal's favour at home. I'm absolutely sick of it. You even go back to last season. we ended up playing them at home at our home in the second fixture. The season before that, we ended up playing them at home, second last game of the season in the return fixture. And the season before that, again, we ended up playing them at home second in the season because we got bet by Nuno, with Nuno very handy at their place at the Emirates. So, Philip, Paul, we'll start with you on this one, my man. Why do we always get drawn away for the first North London derby? Why?
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird, but let's just go along with your line of thinking that the EPL's got it in with us. Then that's what they're going to do, isn't it? Because usually, last year was an exception when we were shit, but we usually win at home against Arsenal, and they usually win at home at Arsenal. By sticking that sneaky little Arsenal away in early, it always seems to be that way around, doesn't it? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm hoping though. Look, Arsenal, I think they could go either way. But what I'm hoping is that they're going to have a real wobbly, bottling season. They're going to start this season the way they finished last season. Arteta can come out with as many trick light bulbs as he wants, but I think he might have lost the players. That's what I'm hoping, man. All that bullshit he comes out with, it's all right when you're doing well, but when you're under a bit of pressure, you can listen to all, you never walk alone and all that sort of crap, and it ain't going to work. So, it'd be nice to stuff them this early in the season, just to really derail their season and prop up ours. It's a golden opportunity, really, if we take it.
I agree. Philip, Dharma, anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, I just did a quick check there to back up the theory that this game is always played first at Highbury, or whatever they call their
How many years?
tip of the ground. Since 2003. Now, I could be one or two out on this. I did a quick check. It's been played first at Arsenal 15 times.
See what I mean? See what I say? We get sabotaged all the time.
Yeah,
that's dodgy, eh?
Yeah, and plus the fact, I've just looked back on, we played 4 home games on the trot there for the last 4 seasons, right? Before that, it was 9 away games on the trot we played to start the season off. So there's something wrong in the programming of this computer. Now, I'm not saying that we could never prove it in court that we're being done, but it looks like we're being done, and whoever's doing it is pretty subtle about it,
Yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. It's Big Six bias. David Dean, I'm not sure. I think he's still involved somewhere along the line, in the FA and stuff like that. So for me, they get that favour from there as well. I'm absolutely sick of it. I've had enough of it. Do you know what? I actually just want Tottenham to go on, win the league, shut everyone off, shut everyone up, and then I can just walk around and be like, look, shut your mouth. We're Tottenham Hotspur, respect. Because we for so many years, and I'm going to be arrogant with it when it ever happens, because for so many years we've been absolutely railroaded and shafted by the Premier League. I'm absolutely fed up with it. Like, Arsenal always get the favours. When we got knocked out of the Europa Conference League, which is embarrassing, because they wouldn't let us rearrange a game due to COVID cases and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the following season, Arsenal get to rearrange one of their Europa League games against Feyenoord. And the Premier League allowed it to happen, but the Premier League then wouldn't allow us to shift the Premier League game to play a Europe game where we could reorganize it.
They were hiding behind COVID restrictions.
I'm sick of it.
They were hiding behind COVID restrictions for that, and that was an easy way out for them. But the fact that Arsenal got it done speaks volumes, I suppose, really.
It's rigged to hell. Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with ourselves and everyone. Money talks. It's all about how much money or brand envelopes you can shove your man's way. Look, the Premier League, UEFA, FIFA, all corrupt to high hell. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. If you can pay the right balance or give the right bong or the right brown paper or whatever to the right officials, we've seen it with FIFA, how corrupt they were with slap batter and everything. It's down to corruption. It's down to bribery. It's down to whatever. Now, look, and I'm sick of it. It started back in 1919 when Arsenal got us relegated. Again, it was another bit of, I scratch my back, you scratch yours.
Yes.
I'm sick to death of it, and we're always getting shafted. And where it shouldn't be getting shafted, we're Tottenham Hotspur, for Christ's sake. We're a bigger club than Arsenal. All right, they may have had the recent history, but we were the first team in North. We're a proper North London club. We were the first team to win an FA Cup as a non-league. First team to do the double. First English side to win a European trophy. First English side to win 2 European trophies. What have Arsenal done?
Nothing.
Feck all.
But
You can have your Invincibles. You can have your Wenger. You can have this. But one thing you'll never have. You'll never have the fan base behind you, and you'll never have our Bill Nick or our history, because Tottenham Hotspur are a bigger club than you will ever be. You're a little crybaby. You're like our little brother in the corner of the room that's annoying, and you just want to say, go away, leave me alone. I'm playing with the big boys. You go and play with the little boys. Arsenal, you're nothing, and cry because you're bottle jobs.
And can I just say, add something to that too? Look, well done, Dermot. Look at the antics Arteta gets away with on the touchline. You know, Antonio Conte done that. I think he got sent off. Arteta can do what he likes down there. Ask him Pep Guardiola. So, you know, what do you say?
There you go. There's our Lego man. He's just making an appearance.
Do you know what? If I was Ange Postecoglou, I'd actually keep Højbjerg on the bench for that game. And I'd say the minute Arteta steps outside of his 6-yard technical area, 2-foot the fucker. That's what I would say. Sit on the bench. As soon as he steps outside, pretend you're going for a jog, pretend you slipped, and absolutely root that guy up and watch his wig flailing away in the wind. I'm absolutely sick of it, you idiot. You've got Jose Garcia. He says, because it's rigged, Man United always drawn at home first game of the season. Of course it's rigged. You even look at something they tried to put in over the last couple of years where, you know, the big 6 clubs get a say and so many votes compared to smaller clubs, you know, dishing out the money. It's absolutely horse crap. You know, it's just jobs for the boys trying to keep the power up the top. Because the reason why they're trying to do it is to hold on to their status because of bad decisions they've made in years gone by. Other clubs and other investors into smaller clubs have got smarter. You're seeing that gap starting to close a little. So now the clubs are trying to clamor together and help each other out because they want the likes of United, Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Liverpool representing England in the Champions League across Europe. What they don't want is teams like Tottenham in there, Brighton in there, because the revenue isn't as good. That's why.
Do you know something? We've discussed corruption, right? And we haven't mentioned Manchester City yet, which must be quite an achievement. Yeah. The biggest corruptors of the lot.
Yeah, can I just say, do you guys remember Wimbledon back in the day?
Yeah.
The Vinnie Jones and
John
the crazy gang, right?
Yeah.
Tottenham need to have that. Somebody put it in the chat, and I totally agree with it. I think it's Enrique says playing with a chip on the shoulder. Yeah. We need to play like that crazy gang spirit, the Wimbledon, the Vinnie Jones, and
without the tackles.
Yeah,
you can't do that nowadays. It'd be outrage.
No, but the sort of take the attitude of we don't care what you think. We are who we are, and we're gonna, we don't care, and we've got to have that. I agree that chip on our shoulder, that sort of attitude. I don't care what you say. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We're gonna come and we're gonna beat you. We haven't seen that, I don't think, guys, for years at our club.
See, this is what annoys me, though, Dermot. The fact that we know everyone is against us, the media, the Premier League, referees, etc. The players should automatically have that chip on their shoulder, but they don't because they're too weak mentally to stand up to it. They just look for the next excuse. That's all it is, and I'm absolutely sick of it. But look, I'll take a few comments here from the chat. These Amit says, why the Premier League just giving us hard fixtures? Is it because Ange is Australian, or is it because that we actually have a new manager? They hate Tottenham. They hate Tottenham. It's always been like that. Look how Tottenham are reflected in the media compared to other clubs. You know, look how our results are exaggerated when we get beaten compared to other clubs, this, that, and the other. It's so obvious. It's been there for years. It's been there for quite some time now. And they just don't want Tottenham to succeed. That's all it is. They do not want Tottenham to succeed. Absolute Bore says, Arteta had his lips done. Redone this week. Yeah, kissing ass to get favoured fixtures. Exactly. I heard they were stuck to Dave Dean's ass, so they had to be scraped off and then give him a new set. I'm absolutely sick of it. I'm sick of them always getting it first game, first North London derby at home. The old lad says, nice easy start there, lads. Bring it on. He's ready for it. He's ready for it for sure.
Big up Mr. Harris.
Big up that. Hopefully you're keeping well. And then we have Bottle 2 says Dave Southampton. First game of last season was our only best home performance. Fair point, but I mean, away from
Leicester as well. Now that was good. most of it.
Actually, just to back me up even further, the reason why the Premier League are putting us away from home for the first 6 games is because they know our away form is shocking. Look at our away form last year. Look at our away form across cup competitions. Is there any coincidence we always get drawn away? Because they know there's a chance Tottenham will get turned over, and it's good for their cup competitions. It happens all the time. They know our away form is shit. That's why they gave us 4 away games in the first 6. But, as much as they do that, it's now up to the team to stand up and be counted. Not let that, affect them, this, that, and the other. At some stage, they have to sort that away form out. So what better time to do it at the start of this season and go, okay, we've sorted our away form out. Do it to us next season. That's what I want. But big up, Bottle. But look, that's why they know our away form is shit. I want to welcome in Ribsy as well. Good to see you, Ribsy. Hopefully you're keeping well. Terry Wright, Mick Carmelock as well. Great to see you, sir. Hopefully you are keeping well. And then Paddy also says, lads, let's be realistic. We have not been a big club for years. Disagree. In my heart, we're always a big club. May not act like one or play like one at sometimes, but in my heart, we're always a big club, Paddy. But look, we are going to keep kicking on. We are going to keep it moving. You guys at home must not be excited for the start of the EPL because there's very few likes on the stream. So first of all, if you are excited about the new season to get going under the one and only steam train of Ange Postecoglou coming right through the heart of England, ready to take it over, everyone smash that like button. Also, get your super chats in, guys. You should be more enthusiastic with this. Get your thoughts in, your opinions. Ask us questions, guys. It's a great way to help us out. You guys must not be looking forward to the season, the start of the season at all. But, guys, the Arsenal game is very, very important for someone like Ange Postecoglou. We've seen with Nuno, he sort of lost that fixture in and around the same time. He did not last too much longer after that. How important is it that we actually, get something out of this Arsenal game for Ange Postecoglou's sake?
It's very important. We owe them. They owe us one. We went there last season, Dave, even under Nuno, and we were abysmal. We seem to let Arsenal over the last couple of seasons, apart from when we beat them at our place to get Champions League. Apart from that, we just cannot win away at Arsenal. The last time we won there was when we came from 2-0 down under Harry Redknapp and got a 3-2 win. That was our last win there. Look, it's a mental block, and I think it's the same with Chelsea. I think it's the same where we'll go away. We've got this mental block that we just can't do it. That we can do it. We can go to Arsenal and beat them. Who are Arsenal? Nobody. Who are Chelsea? Nobody. We can go to these places. We shouldn't fear anyone. And I think if we get the right players in with this mentality of big occasions don't frighten us or big atmosphere don't scare us, then we will beat them. But at the moment, we've got too many players in that team that get scared when it comes to a big atmosphere or a big game. They seem to think, do you know what? I don't fancy this. But I fancy Bournemouth at home because that's easy. But Arsenal away, Liverpool away, do you know what? I don't fancy this. And we need players that will come out and say, do you know what? Go in that tunnel. You look at Roy Keane against Arsenal back in the day when he was having to go at Vieira. Do you know that sort of mentality? Do you know, hang on, you had to go with one of my teammates. You wait till you get out there. You wait till I see you out there on the pitch. And that's the sort of attitude we've got to have when we go to these places, especially with Arsenal. Do you know, that every season we look for Arsenal. That's our team. That's the team we want to beat more than anybody. We want to have the bragging rights in North London. North London is white. At the moment, it's red, and I hate red. I hate the colour red. We've got to go there with the sort of Roy Keane, Dave Mackay, Steve Perriman attitude that we're going to go there and we're going to roll you over. So, that's my opinion. And also, very quickly, sorry, Dave, under Paddy Harnett, I'd always consider Tottenham as a big club. I know we haven't been, but in my heart, we're the biggest club in the world, and that's how I feel. But, yeah, we need that Roy Keane, that Dave Mackay, that Steve Perriman attitude. We're going to do you.
Love it, love it. Paul, anything you want to say on the Arsenal fixture away? You know, how do we handle that, and how important is it for Ange?
Oh.
Because, you know, like I highlighted, if we don't get off to a good start, and then you've got that coming up, Nuno didn't last too much longer than after that North London derby in around the same time.
Man, it's in the bag. Ange has just come down from Celtic, right? Probably the most vicious derbies in the world, the Old Firm games. He took them to Ibrox. There's no Celtic away fans allowed there. It's as hostile as an environment that you can get, and they did very well. So he's going to think Arsenal going to Highbury or whatever their bloody ground's called. What is it? Emirates, the Asda Stadium. He's going to find that a walk in the park, but he'll get the players fired up. You know, he's not going to be standing for this crappy hands-on hip attitude anymore. He's going to G them up to go out and do battle with them. So I think, you know, this is the best chance we've had in years to do a number over the Gooners, and I think we will. I'm excited about it.
Philip, you excited for the North London derby? Where we end off?
No. I think what Paul and Dermot said was absolutely spot on. We've got a guy coming down here who's an expert at probably the greatest derby that there ever is anywhere. The Celtic Rangers is tribal. It's open warfare, and he has come through. And apart from the last near the end of this season where they lost 3-0, I think when it didn't really matter. But when Ange put out a team against Rangers when it mattered, he beat Rangers every single time nearly. So does that the same with Tottenham, and he'll absolutely become a hero with us. You know, imagine first North London derby, and we turn Arsenal over at their kip. Legend. I mean, they may be singing his name for the rest of the season.
Do you know what? I can't wait as well for the press conference, because he will take every opportunity to have a dig at Arsenal.
Beautiful, man. It's going to be poetry when you see this guy. You know, if Arteta dares to say anything a bit wonky, Ange will have him.
Do you know what?
Big off.
He reminds me a little bit of Klopp. Do you know the way Klopp sort of gets going in his press conferences? People, or Fergie as well. It's always the mind games, and I think Angie's great at mind games.
I hope he talks more sense than Klopp.
Yeah, well, that's true. But you know what I mean, Philip. It's all about mind games.
Absolutely.
It's all mind games, isn't it? And Fergie was the master tactician at mind games. And I think Angie's like that. I think Ange could become our Alex Ferguson.
Ferguson's classic one. That. The other one he used against us, lads, it's only Tottenham. Classic Ferguson. You know? So Ange should be going to say, lads, it's only Arsenal.
Yeah.
Ange will have the team ready for that and pumped up for that. I'm no worries about whatsoever. All week he's going to be digging at Arsenal at every opportunity he gets when you put a microphone in front of his mouth. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't even be surprised to hear him refer it to the toilet bowl. That'd be absolutely brilliant. But I can't wait to go up to rock up to that toilet bowl this year. I have a bit of a good feeling heading into this one, providing we do the transfer business I expect the club to do, aka Dyer and Sanchez, out the door, because them two going to the toilet bowl, it'll be us that'll be flushed. So you know, we have to make sure we change that. Now
we're going to another one on Monday, to be fair.
Not the you can't call the Aviva that, Dermo. Take that back. You need to go to church and ask for forgiveness. But look, let's move on to November, where we have Chelsea, the return of Pochettino, his magic, 4th of November, which is my birthday. Don't know how I feel about this one. Hopefully it'll be changed to the 5th for TV coverage, Monday Night Football or whatever it is. That'd be absolutely brilliant, because I do not want my birthday spoiled or ruined. It's a bit of a gamble, although because it's on my birthday, do I make plans to go over? I'm not quite sure. People in the comments, let me know what I should do. Should I take the chance that Tottenham might win and it'll be the best birthday present ever? Or do I go over there and have my birthday ruined? Please let me know. But guys, what sort of reaction do you think Pochettino will get rocking up to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? And what reaction do you think he should get?
I think
who's Pochettino?
Yeah. He should get a respectful respect for what he done for us. But if any time between the first game in the season and the time he plays us, he's seen kissing the Chelsea badge, that's him done with me. And I'd say done with a lot of Spurs fans.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, he's moved on now. That Chelsea idiot this morning on Sky saying he has no feeling for Spurs at all. That's absolute rubbish. I've no doubt if Pochettino got a phone call from Levy, he'd be our manager now. But he didn't. So he's moved on. So he needs a job. Good luck to him. The fact that he's chosen a circus like Chelsea, he will regret it. Because, I mean, if he thought working under Levy was bad, try working under that clown Bowley. I mean, that's like going to Billy Smart's circus, going to that place. But he should get a respectful enough response from Spurs fans. But as I said, if he shows his allegiance to Chelsea too much, then he's going to get a bit of a booing as well, you know, which is par for the course, I suppose.
Go on, Dara.
Who's Pochettino? I never heard of him. Did he manage us once? I've never heard of this fella. I mean, look, I agree with sort of Philip. He deserves some sort of respect for what he done with us. But look, all that's gone out the window for me. The day he signed for Chelsea is the day that I said, I'm done. I'm done with him. Look.
It's harsh though, Dermo.
No, he signed for Chelsea.
What do you want him to do?
I don't care. Look, he's not coming to us. This is football. This is tribal. This is Tottenham Hotspur. No, you've got no place for sympathy. He managed us. He done well. Fair play to him. He's now managing one of our North London rivals. He's an enemy. So good luck to him. But he may get a polite applause, which should be respectful. But as far as that, I hope he does absolutely crap at Chelsea. I hope they get relegated. And also, congratulations for them again for securing their Premier League status. I mean, last season, it was touch and go if they were going to stay up. But well done to Chelsea. But no, for me, Pochettino he's done for me. And look, nothing against him. Respect for what he's done for us, but he's now managing the enemy. So, hope he
Interesting, Paul. So we've a bit of a split reaction there on the panel. Philip thinks he should or that he'll get a bit of a decent reaction or whatever. But Dermo's just completely, he doesn't deserve it, and nor should the Spurs fans give it to him. I mean, you would hope by the time that game comes around, Ange Postecoglou is as well and firmly imprinting himself on the fan base. And, you know, we know how much the fans adore Pochettino. So what sort of reaction do you think will be at the stadium that day? It's an interesting one.
I hope we boo the fuck out of him, to be honest. Not because it's Pochettino. It's because it's an opposing team. It's Chelsea. The shit that Chelsea sing about Tottenham fans, fuck them. Fuck them. We're not going into this season to sing "Oh Kumbaya" and pass around the bomb. We're there, you know. I'm all for peace and love in the world, man, but not on the fucking pitch. And I want us to do them. I want Pochettino to feel so bloody little after that. He loses his bowl, goes home crying to Todd Bowley. His team has not been built on chemistry. It's just been built on some crass billionaire who's, how much do you want for him? 100? I'll give you 120. That's how rich I am. He's like, loads of money. No, fuck it. Boo them. I was going to say a really bad word there. Boo him. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Well, Paddy Harnett said the same. He says, F Poch, he should get zero reception from the fans, and any fan that wishes him well at Chelsea it's wrong. He's now at Chelsea. And the old lad says, Dermot is right, Poch signed for those clowns. Look, on that, if Tottenham...
don't get soft now. Come on, Dave. Come on.
We all know Dave's got to be the voice of reason here. We all know he's got to be the voice of wisdom here.
I get it. When he turns up to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, boo the shit out of him, boo the shit out of Chelsea. But fans should not hate Pochettino because he signed for Chelsea. At the end of the day, he was sitting there waiting in the wings for Tottenham Hotspur. What more can he do to make himself available for the Tottenham job? And we didn't even open dialogue with him. So, you know, where do we expect him to go after that? He can't curtail his career. He's got family to look after and stuff like that. He needs the income. And he's got a career that he wants to progress. So for me, you know, I can understand why he took the job, especially after Tottenham turned their nose up at him after what he done at the club. However, when Chelsea come around and Poch come around, let's sing his magic, you know, Ange Postecoglou instead of Pochettino, and make sure that Chelsea team find it a tough and hard place to come, because they are full of young players, a noisy atmosphere. We've seen what I've done with Arsenal in the running for the Champions League there a couple of seasons ago, completely derailed them, and they capitulated at the hostile Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So let's make it hostile again, and let's hopefully make Chelsea capitulate. That would be absolutely awesome. But look, Dave, I just hope Pochettino doesn't ruin my birthday.
Yeah, but the thing is, Dave, look, he says he loves Tottenham, right? I love Spurs and my club, my team, and everything. It's like, you know, he should if he said he loved us and he said he respected us and we're his club, you don't go and manage your local rivals. I could accept it if
Glenn Hoddle managed Chelsea, though, didn't he?
Yeah, I know.
God, though. Pochettino is no Glenn Hoddle. No,
but what I'm saying is, you can't have one energy for one guy, but yet one player that everyone calls God manage Chelsea.
You can.
I can pick and choose. I can be the biggest hypocrite if I want to. Fuck him.
Same here. But Glenn Hoddle won stuff for us. He was a legend at our club. Pochettino, got us to a point. But if he went to Man United, if he went to any other team, I wouldn't have a problem. It's because he's gone to Chelsea.
Yeah,
that's the problem I have. And I suppose we've been taking their managers. I think it's about time we give them one of ours and see what happens. But look,
it's a sign of the times, though, Dermo. You know that it's never the other way around. We're always taking what they have because they've made success at Chelsea, and we're hoping they can replicate at Tottenham. They will never take one of our managers the other way around because they don't do anything at Tottenham.
I'm going to say something, and Philip may get this. Agent Neil. Agent Poch has gone to Chelsea. Philip may get my reference on that one.
Yeah, that's gone back a bit now. That's going back to Terry Neal in 1976 when he took over. Didn't get us relegated, but sowed the seeds for it.
But we got Keith Birkinshaw out of it, so it wasn't.
I know that, but it was Keith Birkinshaw couldn't undo the harm that Terry Neal did.
You know, Paul reminds me. No disrespect to you, Paul. You remind me of God sitting there. Right, I wonder if you're on your mighty throne, you could just do your finger down at Chelsea. They will be relegated this season.
God is the Almighty to fix everything. So, Paul, you know what your task is now for the next 9 months.
I'll have a word.
Don't forgive Dermo either when he comes to confession, Paul. But look, let's take Frank Lass.
I've got my bribery planned for St. Peter at the Pearly Gates. Don't worry about that.
Let's take Frank Lass comments here. He says, "Thank you, Mr. Harris, for putting up my chat. Good on you. I know we don't get on, and I've been rude to you as you have to me. Let's start again." Look, my man, I've made this perfectly clear before. I ain't here for arguments or to be arguing with people. I get it. Sometimes passions run high when Spurs aren't doing well, this, that, and the other. But me, I'll always bring people's comments up. You know yourself, even when you disagree with me and stuff like that, I'll always bring them up. Look, I'm not here for any of this back and forth and stuff. I'm just here to talk Tottenham, and I've always said that. Hopefully, thank you for putting in that comment, and hopefully we can now move on together, my man, and actually have a laugh and enjoy Tottenham. How about that, Frankie, my man? Big yourself up, brother. Really appreciate that. That's very kind of you, my man. Everyone keep smashing that like button, and we are going to crack on. We're going to go into the middle part of the fixtures all the way down till around April. October, you've got Luton, Fulham, Palace. You'd like to think all three of them are winnable. Then November, you've got Chelsea, Wolves, and Villa. Again, you would like to think all three of them are winnable. Brad says that Poch might be sacked by the time that Chelsea game comes around.
Could be.
Very interesting. December, you've got a very... It's more of a grueling fixture list rather than a tough fixture list. It's more grueling than anything. Well, it's actually tough. You've got Man City away, but as we know as Spurs fans, that's guaranteed 3 points to kick off your Christmas month. West Ham at home. I'm not worried about that either. We always beat them at home. Newcastle at home. We owe them one. I think we'll beat them this time around. Nottingham Forest away. We lost there in the cup, but I've no doubt under Ange Postecoglou when we take the game to them, they're in trouble. Everton as well, I think we beat at home. Brighton away is going to be the tricky one there, and then Bournemouth at home. So again, another favourable month there. January, Man United and Brentford. The Man United game, I think I'll chalk down as a loss, but Brentford at home, I think we win. And then you go into February, and you've got no European football. Keep that in mind. Everton, Brighton, Wolves. We should be winning them 3 with the away game at Chelsea. Notoriously a tough place for us to go. I know we bagged the point there last year, thanks to Romero absolutely ripping Cucurella's locks off his head, getting us that corner, and Harry Kane, going and getting that late equaliser. That was absolutely fantastic. But Chelsea away is a tough place to go. And in March, we've got Palace, Villa, Fulham, and Luton. Again, another month that you'd be looking at to probably try and win all 4 games. And that does lead us into April, where we have West Ham, Forest, Newcastle, Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Now, I'm going to deal with the sabotage again in a minute. But what I want to know off the boys is, with all the other teams in Europe, the likes of Brighton, Arsenal, City, United, Newcastle, now West Ham as well, and Villa, and our fixtures sort of falling kindly for us over the likes of October to April, is that the part of the season that we should be looking at, and especially Ange should be looking at, to go on a run and get enough points to stabilise us in and around European football before that tough run of fixtures happens in April? And we'll start with you on that one, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, like October right through the end of March, there's not a lot of hard fixtures there. There's a couple here and there, but there's no like real run of a few on the trot. But it's only when you get to the end that it starts getting a little bit curly. So, with a bit of luck, I mean, I would expect us to be chugging away, all 4 cylinders firing at that part of the year. And those teams like Brighton and Aston Villa, they haven't been in. Well, Brighton they've never been in Europe. Aston Villa, it's been ages since they've been in Europe. They might be starting to get knackered by then. So I think you're right, David. If we should be able to put something special together then. I think our away form from last year, where we only won 1 away goal since January, I think you can just tear that form book up. It's a fresh start. We're going to have a brand new attitude out of Ange and the boys, and hopefully by the time it comes to April, we might be clear at the top of the league by about 10 points. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. Big up, James from Spurs related. Hopefully you're keeping Wolves Finland. I'll just put it out a year early just so people be aware of what's coming down the line, my man. Big yourselves up, Wolves. But Philip, do you agree with Paul on that should be the period where we are looking to really go on a good run? Because we have to, especially with that running on the business end of the season.
Yeah, I think we need to be like an animal going hibernating for the winter. We need to have the food reserves built up before we hit the tough spot in April, because that is a horrible run of fixtures at the end. Really, you could not get a worse one, But the only bright point on that fixture is Manchester City at home. They never score against us. So never.
True, they haven't scored
us yet. So let's make it 6 games on a trot, But we do need to build up the reserves there in the December, January, February period there to have enough points in the bag to take a hit in April, because we probably will. We're not going to be 100% successful in April, no matter what way we look at it. So, so we get the points in the bag before that, and I think we should be okay.
And Dermo, do you trust this team? Do you think they have it in them to be able to go on a run for that long period of time?
I think so. I think Ange will have them pumping by then. You look at the games of. Can you bring the fixtures up again, Dave, please?
Yeah.
Sorry. You look at the games like Forest, Everton, we should win. Brighton, because they're in Europe. Luton. I mean, Luton should be that should be 6 points. They're home and away. The first ground you go to, you have to go through somebody's house to get into the stadium, which is really hilariously funny.
Yeah,
but you look at them fixtures between October and March there, Dave. We should go on a good run there. And if we get to April and we get to the Newcastle game or the Man City game, and we're in and around the top 4, knowing if we just need a couple of more points, we'll be all buzzing. This is a chance for us to really do well this season. And that between October and March is vital. We could go. We need to win all that we can win all of October. Get a good November, December. We could get a good December, January. could do February. Yeah, apart from Chelsea away, that's the only one that worries me. Out of the whole lot of fixtures, that's the only game that worries me. Because the rest of them are winnable. If not, we can pick up points. You got to win your home games, but when you're away, you got to come away with at least a point.
Yeah.
And do you know
you've got to pick your away point. Sorry, Philip.
Do you know what could help us as well in April? If you think about it, the chances are the likes of Man City, Arsenal, and probably Liverpool, right? And I'm not saying Newcastle will still be there, could still be heavily involved in Europe.
True.
Which is going to take away their focus a little bit from the league. So it might not be as bad as it looks come that time of the year. We'll know then as the Champions League progresses.
And also Luton for us guys will be a nice little away game there.
Do you know what, Dermot?
They only hold 10,000. They would never get a ticket for that. You'd never get a ticket.
If we could fly into Luton Airport and fly back out. That'd be ideal. It's definitely doable for sure. It's just about getting your hands on the ticket. And none of us have the points built up. Then Alpesh, we'll take your question just near towards the end, my man. You and Shawnee Maddox is a good question, so we'll get onto that. Just bear with me, brother, but big yourself up. So look, we're down as far as April. And also I meant to say on Boxing Day, Spurs fans will have to get up early. An away trip to Brighton, it is a couple of hours, especially in traffic. It's a long enough trip, so make sure you bring plenty of beers or fluids with you to keep you well oiled on that trip. But it could have been worse. You could have ended up having to head up to Manchester or Liverpool or somewhere like that. So Brighton, I suppose, is not too bad for most Spurs fans. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. But those who do go to the away games, you're up early the next day. So you got a hangover to nurse to get onto your journey. But look, we will go to you again, Paul. A tough run-in that will see us take on 4 games in a row against Newcastle, City, Arsenal, and Liverpool in their last 6 matches in the Premier League. Is the Premier League trying to sabotage us again, qualifying for any sort of European football? Because the way that they lined up these fixtures back to back at the business end of the season, it's one of the worst run-ins handed out by the Premier League ever to any team in its history.
It's sort of a sticky patch, isn't it? It's a
joke.
But hopefully by the time we get to that part of the season, they're going to be more scared of us than we are of them. And I do like that the last 2 fixtures are potentially against relegation candidates. I never buy the whole, when you're playing a team at the bottom of the table, they might play well. They're at the bottom of the table because they're shit. But that run of games against pretty, the big boys all in a row, that, it's tough, isn't it? It could be sabotage, man. I wouldn't put it past them because put it this way, they never do us any favors, do they? Anytime we ask for something, they never give it to us. But that big run of easier fixtures in the middle, that, like you said earlier, that's where we've got to make our hay, and Philip's going to be burying his nuts as well. So that's the time we take out Philip's nuts and we feast. We feast on these big teams. So and look, it'd be so satisfying. What a way to have a good be in the mix at the end by beating some of these clowns at the end and sticking it to them. So we'll do what we can, man.
Philip, sabotaged by the Premier League.
Well,
again,
I do know. I obviously take the point. It looks like that way, but I really can't see it being put on purpose. I think there might be a little bit of, what I'm saying, Tottenham. We'll try and keep Tottenham down when we think they belong, and we'll put them and give them a couple of hard games together. But as I said, we can say this is a conspiracy theory that they're after to get us. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But let's face it, nothing's going to change it anyway. It's going to be, we're stuck with this season. We can't do anything about it. The test will come maybe next season if we get the same sort of stuff. Then we can say, right, hang on, this is something that needs to be looked at. But we can complain all we like, but they won't give a shit. They'll just leave us with the fixtures. And and also, I bet you bottom dollar, when Sky get hold of the TV schedule, we are going to be the ones that are going to be discommoded most. We'll probably get a game in Newcastle at 12:30 in the afternoon. And You know what I mean? They'll put them make
That's
it
it.
different.
Half five kickoff. Arsenal
Yeah.
will be an early kickoff as well,
And
because
some
they
of us
usually
no trains.
like them North London derbies over and early.
Yeah, but I mean, we probably go to Newcastle at the time when the game's over. There's no trains back to London, stuff like that. They'll do that as well, you know. But that's been done to a lot of teams, but seems to happen to us a lot. I think the worst one I ever seen was, I think Newcastle playing at Southampton at 12:30. I mean, that's crazy. You know, there's no thought taken for the welfare of the fans at all.
Mm.
It's disappointing. You'd imagine that Joe Lewis wouldn't be averse to the odd bit of brown paper baggery with the amount of casinos and titty bars he opens. Why can't he get off his fat arse and sail his yacht over and start chucking a few of those bags into the Premier League headquarters and get in their good books?
Yeah.
He probably doesn't know where to go with the boat, Paul, to be fair to him.
Well, you know, when I was speaking to my my best friend Harry Redknapp a few months ago, you know, he was saying Joe Lewis has no intention of going to Spurs games whatsoever. He says there's times that Joe Lewis is actually in London when Spurs are playing and just won't go. He only
goes to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium when there's a boxing match. That's his scene, you know. Bit gangster is Joe.
Well, look, for me, if it's not sabotage by the Premier League, then I want a VAR review on whether the decoder for the computer is an Arsenal fan or a Chelsea fan, because for me, it just doesn't sit right. Four away games in the first 6, and then, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the big 6, you know, on the running, and then a West Ham derby, a London derby thrown in there as well with West Ham. For me, I'm calling it sabotage. They do not want Tottenham in Europe, so they're going to make sure that even if we are in and around the race, which they probably expect us to be around that time, the way they've given us them fixtures, they're going to knock us out of that race completely. So for me, it is complete sabotage by the Premier League. I've said this time and time again. The media hate Tottenham. The Premier League hate Tottenham. And I have my reasons for every single reason why. I don't just come up with them. Like I said, Arsenal allowed to postpone a Premier League game or move it for a European fixture. Tottenham weren't allowed to do that. We had to forfeit it. So that's how I know the Premier League don't like us. And plus, when David Dean is massively involved in the FA, he is, as he is, and he has the sway he is, of course they hate us. And then, you know, you look at the media, look at the way we're portrayed, they hate us. For me, it is absolutely complete sabotage to give someone that running at the back end of a Premier League season in and around the business end as well. It's absolute sabotage by them. I don't know why everyone hates Tottenham. I actually thrive on it. I love it. But for me, it's the worst running they've ever handed out in the history of the Premier League, and it's absolutely unforgivable. So for that, I hope we fucking surprise everyone, shock everyone, and go on a massive run, and you know, just absolutely sicken everyone around us. Because, you know, look, I know Philip doesn't want to call it sabotage. I get it, but I'm calling it. It is absolute sabotage for me. I can't have it any other way. Even when you look at referees, they're told not to give us decisions, this, that, and the other. I'm sick of it. It's about time your fans, team alike, got all on the one page and use that hatred just to go on and just spoil the Premier League for everyone. Go around winning everywhere, singing, you know, that team gets battered everywhere they go. The joys of it, I cannot wait. But for me, I'm calling it now, absolute sabotage by the Premier League. Dermo, where are you on that run-in? I'm sorry, but you can't just give someone them fixtures back to back and not want to sabotage someone.
Look, I very quickly, because I've got to pop off, but very quickly, I agree with you, Dave. Everything you said, I think it is sabotage. But do you know what? I don't care what the Premier League say. I don't care what the FA say. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going into this season with the attitude is it's us against the world, and we're I don't care. We beat what's in front of us. We're at Tottenham Hotspur. We're going to do it, and we're going to have Ange at the helm. He's going to, every game, he's going to say to these players, look what the FA are doing to us. Look what the Premier League are doing to us. Look what UEFA are doing to us. Let's prove these feckers wrong. And that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to prove them wrong. We're going to qualify for Europe. We're going to stick 2 fingers up to UEFA and say, don't worry, guys, the big boys are back. Do you know, Tottenham Hotspur are here. And that's what we're going to do. And I don't care what the Premier League, look, I agree with you. It's a stitch up from you. It smells like a stitch up from here. But look, it is what it is. We have to beat the teams in front of us, and that's all we can do. And we got to go in with the attitude is it's us against them. It's us against the Premier League, us against UEFA. Stick two fingers up to them, qualify for Europe, and they say, hang on, lads, the big boys are here. We're back. And that's where we deserve to be. At that point, I've got to jump off. I'm sorry, Dave. This is twice now I've got to jump off.
No, you're all good. I'll get Philip to plug the channel. Just before you jump off, everyone, the first 5 fixtures: away at Brentford, home to United. Oh, shock. Away to Bournemouth. Oh, shock. Away to Burnley. Oh, shock. We actually get a home game for once against Sheffield Wednesday. Our last 5 fixtures: shock. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Burnley, and Sheffield United. Not surprised. Absolute sabotage by the EPL. But Dermot, thank you for your time this afternoon, my man, and we'll speak again soon.
Yeah, please, everyone, help these guys get to a level K. They're the one of the nicest lads on YouTube, and as well, help Paul's channel as well. And I'll leave you to plug our channel, Mr. Brady. And Paul, if you are talking to the man upstairs, right, can you just ask him just for a little trophy as well? Do you know? Would be nice.
Well, it's already been written, so we will find out in the course of time.
Either that, or use a Jedi mind trick on Arteta and make him fall over if he goes outside his technical area.
You need a mind for a mind trick to work, I'm afraid. So Arteta's out of it.
Well, listen, thanks for having me on, Dave, and I apologise again having to pop off like this, but thank you so much.
I'll see you, Dermot. Thank you, my man. Thank you. We have Arsenal fans coming in here. They says, lads, you're not good enough for the PL. Want to sabotage you? Yeah, we are absolutely good enough for them. Well, if we're not good enough, then why are they doing it, you idiot? And then we have also Loco Music. Come on, David, you were wearing your tinfoil hat. Too tight, fella. These fixtures are generated randomly. Okay, but are you going to let me just put this out there. Are you going to tell me that they don't have anyone coding that computer to be able to generate fixtures? Of course they do. It's how it works. The computer is coded for the fixtures to be generated. And it doesn't take a genius to work out that you can't code them to a way that suits you. So maybe my tinfoil hat is too tight, but I'm calling sabotage on that one. Because, whoever codes that computer is a joke. And then we've got a West Ham fan in here. You mug. He says the Irish fella is a man-child. I'd rather be a man-child than a mug, to be honest with you. I'm facing relegation every season. So go and eat that one is what I would say to you there on that.
Poor old Stratford FC, eh? Poor old Stratford FC. They're never happy.
Yeah.
Guys, just a couple more questions for you guys, and then we will end off. People, if you have enjoyed the stream today, please smash that like button and feel free to get in a super chat. Just to help support the channel. If you have enjoyed it, get your thoughts, your opinions in, and we will get them addressed. But Alpesh Patan and Sean Maddox make sort of a very similar comment, so I'll bring them up and we can discuss them. And big up Alpesh. He ended up renewing his season ticket in the end, so fair play to you, and hopefully you enjoy this rollercoaster season under Ange Postecoglou. He says the first season we should have no expectations but consistent performances, and the reward will be what those players do. And Shawnee Maddox also says, I'm not really concerned about our exact position this year. Just want to see progress and good football. We need to remember that we are starting a rebuild. Do you agree with both of these comments? Because I sort of do as well. Like, as much as I want to get carried away and, the new season's coming about, the fixtures are out, this, that, and the other. And a lot of people, you're starting to see people sort of let their expectations run away with themselves. Are they right? Should we be curbing our expectations for this season and just want to see progression more than actually any expectations on the team?
Yeah, we probably, I think we went into last season, I think, expecting an awful lot after the finish we had the previous season under Conte. And we had our best start ever in the Premiership. And look what happened, right? So this season now, I mean, that season fell off a cliff, really, for the last 15 matches or so. Dave, we went over to that AC Milan game in the Champions League, and we never laid a glove on them. And I felt that. Did you feel dispirited that night about your club? I certainly did.
It was dead. It was complete dead. Even before the game, after the game, during the game, it was soulless.
It was crazy. It was. I felt I was in an alternative universe that night, But anyway, we've come into a new season now under a new manager, and there are certain expectations. I think they're more related to the type of football we're going to be playing. Okay, it's going to take him time to bed in and get a league position right, but I think our expectations should be better football than last season, which isn't hard, to be honest with you. players that want to play for the club, right? Players that deserve to play for the club. And we know a few of them that don't. And we hope that they're gone. And also that the incoming transfers are suitable to Spurs' style of football. And they're players that can bring us on to the next level. Not necessarily this season, but I expect the season after. I would love to get Europe this season, but I think the season after, if I keep Postecoglou and Pochettino, they sound the same. If Postecoglou can do for us what he did at Celtic, I think we'll be very, very happy. And a 4-year contract is giving him hopefully the time scale to achieve that. We might have to be patient, but I think, put it like this, if we were sitting here today with Brendan Rodgers as a new manager, I don't think we'd be as positive.
Very fair point.
Yeah, you're right there, man.
Very, very fair point. Paul, do you agree with what Philip is saying and what Alpesh and Shawnee Maddox were saying as well?
Yeah, like look. I mean, I'm a bit of a dreamer or a happy clapper or whatever you want to be. I go into every season thinking we're going to do the quadruple, you know. So or we can't do that this year, so we'll do I'll settle for the treble. But realistically, after the 4 years of just turgid football, my expectation really is that I just want to see football that puts a smile on my face. You know, where we come in the league, I'm not really fussed, to be honest. I think we're going to see the start of something special here. We might go deep in a cup, we might not, I don't know. So, as long as we don't get relegated and we can see what Ange is trying to do and the players are buying into it, I'm happy with that. So, whether I'm top 5 or anything, I don't care. I'm just fed up with seeing 5 at the back, horseshoe, crap football, and I think that's one thing that is definitely going to change this year, and I'm cool with that.
I think going into the season, obviously we're all going to give maybe our expectations on that, but for me, I'm not really going into the season with any expectations, and I'll adjust it accordingly as we go along. If we do go on a run, there is a chance of European football, then I'll set my expectations extremely high for them to try and go and match that. But look, I think it is important that we all give Ange Postecoglou and the squad a chance, especially over the first 10 games. Even if things don't go right, let's learn from our lessons before. Let's not keep calling and putting the pressure on 4 managers to be sacked. Let's actually give a manager a chance for once to properly build something. Under Pochettino, people wanted him sacked, only that he mixed it up. Harry Kane came in for Adebayor and saved his career, along with a few others that he brought through from the academy at the time. And that look what Poch went on to do. Look, Jurgen Klopp didn't hit the ground running at Liverpool straight away, but they gave him time. Look what he went on to do. Same as Arteta at Arsenal. So for me, it's about giving Ange Postecoglou and this squad, bar Dyer, Sanchez, and the usual people, time. The other people, some of them players will not get time off me if they're still around. But, the majority of the squad and Ange Postecoglou, for me, deserve a bit of time, and we have to give it a bit of time for them to get their feet underground, for everyone to understand exactly what's expected of them, and see what we can do from there. Wolves F1 says, some weird stuff is ongoing. Wolves playing again the last day of the season against Liverpool. Happened 3 times in the last 6 years, and Wolves have played every those seasons last day against Big Six club. I mean, it must be poorly. It must be broken. Someone called the doctor. Fucking joke. Sick of it. Jack Kanicki says, anyone else resisting the delusional urge to say that we're going to get top 4? I am. I'm holding it back, Jacko. I'm holding it back, my man. I had gaff tape over my mouth this morning. I didn't want to let it slip out. Shawnee Maddox says, Dave, would you be happy with Europa League or Conference League qualification this season? Either or. I just want to get back in Europe. That's all. So many fans that said, we don't want Europa Conference League and all. Watch them sit there and moan halfway during the season when we're not playing midweek, this, that, and the other. For me, it's just about getting back into Europe at all costs and taking it from there, Shawnee. Jacko also says the real question, who made that computer a gooner? Yeah, it must be. Must have programmed it. Jack Fazy says we get Arsenal away at pretty much the same time of the season every year, and people think it's completely random. No chance. Again, point to back me up, Jack. Big yourself up, brother. Appreciate that. And then we've got the complete opposite end of the scale, Hotspur 82. Let's stop whinging and complaining about the fixture list. If we are the big club we are supposed to be, we will be relishing these ahead of us. No European football would give us more preparation. I disagree on the last part. I think even if you're Man City and you get United, Arsenal, Liverpool, and say Newcastle, or throw us in there because we beat them all the time, even if you go up the top end going for Premier League, it's not the sort of running you want. having them games back to back is not only physically demanding, but mentally demanding as well. Mentally demanding. And look, I do look forward to these games. I do. But at the same time, I'm calling it out because I do think it's sabotage. I think it's calculated. I think even if they think we're in around European spots, fuck Spurs with all them loads of fixtures, and let's hopefully they do not get it. It's pissing me off. It's pissing me off. But for 82, I do get you. If we are a big club, we should be looking forward and going into beating them, and I get that, and I do. It's just I just do not trust the coder of the computer or the supercomputer, whatever it is behind it. I do not trust it.
You know what else I want this year, David? It's like when we're doing the build-ups. How many times last year when we're getting ready for the build-ups, we're just like, oh fucking hell, you know, dragging our heels, practically almost jumping out of a window. I want us to log on and be ready to go, man, and have something exciting to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then just quickly, we've got Top Right TV says, this guy looks like a fat damn pops. And I think he's speaking to me. I mean, look, I asked your mother not to let my nickname get out there. I don't know how she relayed it to you, but tell your mother just to make sure that nickname for me is kept secret. That's a one-way thing between me and her. You should not know about it. So you shouldn't. But look, I love the trolls. I absolutely love them. I could sit here and do a stream and just get all trolls to come in here and I'd have an answer for every single one of them. And then Shem Tam says, hey, Dave, loving the stream today. Let's all be positive. Guess what? Right now, we are still part of 3 trophies. So the treble starts here. Oh, look, don't do it to me, my man. Don't do it to me. I'm trying to curb my excitement.
It's on.
But guys, I just want to know quickly off you before we let you all plug your channels as well. Philip, we'll start with you. Are you excited for this season, my man?
Yeah, I mean, God, I'm supporting Spurs nearly as long as God has been there in the corner. But yeah, I mean, last season I had great expectations last season, and it was so disappointing when the thing fell to bits on us. So I'm excited about Postecoglou. I've read up about him. I listened to Paul expounding his virtues there before he was even mentioned as a manager, you know. So the great prophet in the corner worked his miracle there, and he got us our Greek Australian manager. So I'm looking forward to a manager that plays, I guess, the team to play the football the Tottenham way, the way we always played it up to the last few or 4 years. And I am excited for it. I'm excited until I'm not excited. And please, I don't want to go through what went through from January to the end of the season this season.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us do. You know,
I think that's the biggest thing. You know, if there's any players out there watching, I know some of the cup-winning sides of the under-17s and under-18s like watching the channel. So if you are watching, please relate this on to the senior team that we want good performances all of next season, not just for 6 months. That would be absolutely brilliant. But Philip, where can people find you, my man?
Yeah, THFC till I die. It's Dermot and myself and Ellie and Mia. We're doing a podcast this evening, which will be more or less looking over the antics of the last couple of weeks, the appointment of Postecoglou, what players are leaving, what players are coming in, what other information we can get out to you there about the club, and just generally having a moan about things, really, you know, because, you know, we have every right to moan the way things went at the end of last season. And we can only be onwards and upwards. And we'll also be giving our list tonight of who we want to stay at the club and who we want to go. And I think we know who we want to go, definitely, who we want to stay. And let's hope that we're going to have a positive transfer window and things come into us in the next couple of weeks. And we will try and break the news first once we get it.
Big up. Everyone, please do get over, check out THFC till I die. Philip, Dermot, Ellie, and Mia over there. 4 great people, 4 great contributors to this platform over here. So please get over there and show them the love, and make sure you stay tuned for their podcast tonight. God, Paul, I don't really know what to call you anymore, my man. Hotspur hippie, either. I'm not sure what you prefer nowadays. But you know, are you excited for the season? And tell people about your channel, my man.
I think I did my first video saying Ange Postecoglou is #1 on March the 22nd, 2 days before Conte officially left. And I'm just so happy that I'm more excited about this manager than I have been about any other since Terry Venables walked in the door. And I'm just thinking, if we can get a small slice of the passion that we saw at Celtic the last couple of years, the way the fans all pushed in one direction and Ange wound them up. And I'm excited. We're going to see some youth players break through because Ange flogs these players. He's going to be using lots of subs. So I'm hoping we get like Dorrington and people like that in. I'm just excited at the prospect of seeing attacking football for the first time in 4 years, man. I just started my channel there. It's called the Hotspur Hippie. It's the only psychedelic soccer channel on the internet. There's not a lot happening in the closed season, but I'm doing streams often. And because there's not much use, I just end up just talking a load of old bollocks with the chat. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. So, pop on over. It'd be really cool to see you there.
Good. Everyone, make sure you get over and check out Paul's channel, the Hotspur Hippie as well. Another great contributor to this channel. One of the ones on Ange's, preaching Ange from the very beginning since Conte's sacking. So make sure you get over there.
Conte's sacking, get it right before.
Paul, I hope you're going over to watch your home crowd are playing Argentina at the minute, and they're losing 1-0.
Oh no! I saw it kicked off at 10 o'clock.
Messi scored after a minute. So, and Christian Romero started for Argentina. So glad to see he's fit again.
Yeah, interesting that he's fit again. Interesting that. But everybody, please do get over, check out Paul's channel. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Let's help Paul get over that 1,000 subscribers. That'd be absolutely awesome. He's absolutely flying over there. But guys, for me, I just want to see Tottenham have a real go again. I want to see us getting back to playing on the front foot football. Concede a hell of a lot less goals and just watch Harry Kane and Son and enjoy them scoring goals at what they're best at. That's all I ask for this season. And once you start doing that, victories will come. So for me, it's all I want. I just want to see Tottenham team trying to play top football in the right way, but also executing what the manager wants to do, and also a bit of teamwork, a bit of camaraderie. You've seen too many splits on the pitch last year, players not moving for each other, this, that, and the other, in and out of possession. A lot of shit going on with all the managers, 3-4 different managers last season. I've had enough of it. I'm up to here with it. For once, can someone, if anyone's watching from the club, can you please just give us one season to get behind again? It's all we need. It's all we ask for, and it's all we want. But the fact that we're keeping the big man Harry Kane against all odds, I told everyone he was going to stay. I told everyone he was going to stay. He ain't going nowhere. The media reports have completely been driven by the Real Madrid side and the Man United side, not by Spurs. And I'm absolutely buzzing now that the big man is going to stay. It makes Ange's job a little bit easier going into next season. Now, of course, we still have the questions around will he sign his contract or not. But look, the big thing is that Ange can plan for the season ahead with him. It makes our season easier. It also gives us a chance of having European football at Tottenham next season, because his 30 goals can definitely, get us there. We just need to get in defenders and stop the rot at the back. So once we get in defenders, I will start being super excited for this season. But guys at home, you guys should be super excited for this season. Stay tuned. We have plenty of content coming your way. We'll have something out later on. Tomorrow we'll have Twitter reacts to the fixture announcement. That should be fun. There's always a lot of witty people on Twitter. So if you want us to react to what you have to say or anything you see, make sure you tag us at the IrishHotspur on Twitter. I'll also be dropping a video, which I put late together last night for you guys, about what youngsters I think Ange Postecoglou might look to keep around at Tottenham and use as a part of his squad. And the reason why is because when he was hired, Daniel Levy did say he understands the connection from the academy to the first team. So there is going to be a couple of players that I think might be brought up. So stay tuned for that, along with plenty of other content coming your way. Next week, we'll be kicking back into the live shows most evenings. So make sure you get in, mix it up with us. Guys, we are going to end off here. Make sure you smash the like button without me dying. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. And guys, feel free to grab channel memberships. We'll be back this Monday. There will be no fan show because I'm at the Aviva Stadium cheering on the boys in green. Jack's away with the missus as well down in Texas. So no fan show this Monday, but there will be back the week after. So guys, make sure you grab your channel memberships for that as well. And again, it's just another small fee, a great way to help support this channel and all the hard work we're trying to do. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the new thumbnails, the new graphics. We'll also have new on-screen looks for you in about a month's time as well. So guys, That's it from us. Stay tuned. We'll see you all in a little while. As always, come on,
Come
you
on,
Spurs.
you
Go on, you
Spurs.
Spurs.
Postecoglou we trust, and I
Yes,
can't wait
man.
for the new season.